right, guys. It's a best of 5 winners match here in Group B. Liquid Clem, the big boy, the Frenchman, the guy who says, when asked, what is the best thing that French people do? And he said, bread. I think we make the best bread in the world. And I said, really? I think a lot of Germans would have a bit of disagreement with you on that. And he said, oh, really? Oh, I've been to Germany a few times. I thought their bread was pretty bad. Infuriating an entire nation of people, and also starting a little bit of a cultural war in my Twitch chat at the same time. Shout out to Clem. He's playing against Solar in the top left. Of course, Solar has a very cute puppy, guys. We've got some content planned for you guys later on in this tournament. Oh, stay tuned, man. I thought Beyond's puppy was cute, but Solar has actually got the most adorable puppy you guys have ever seen. So we will be sharing some of the puppy, hopefully, as the tournament does progress. Now, this is Mothership to start out. This is actually a map where a lot of Terrans, Maru included, started vetoing this map recently in this matchup because it's so big and it's hard to get across the map. However, Clem does look borderline broken because it's a map where your bases are quite spread out. As the Zerg, Solar, you're forced to expand along this northern side. And that means your bases are either expanded up to here where it's so hard to defend from Clem's drops, or you take this middle base and he's got the best ledge ever to push it and you're so exposed to the middle. I do think this base is not terrible later on, but I do think Solar should be focusing on expanding and spreading creep aggressively to that top right corner of the map. And of course, trying to keep his army as split as possible, because Solar sometimes clumps his army just a little bit too much in the mid game. Sometimes he groups the whole army together to defend an army, and that's where a guy like Clem will always have 2 Medivacs and Marines stimming into your edge base and killing all your drones in your hatchery. Ooh, double gas! Oh, I was literally just saying to Doc, guys. I was saying to my wife during the break, I was like, I really hope Clem plays hyper-aggressive, because Solar does have a pretty bad head-to-head against Clem, even though they play pretty close series. Solar wins like, what, 1 in 4 series against him? Something like that, which doesn't sound amazing. But then you remember Clem is like 11-0 against Serral in their last matches or something ridiculous. Like, Clem is actually insanely hard to beat in this matchup. Solar has one of the better ZVT records against him, probably second only behind Raynor. But it goes up massively when Clem's aggressive. When Clem tries to go these double gas early Hellion dive builds, Solar is so good at shutting this down. And I always talk about this, like, historically, Maru's learned this lesson the hard way, because Maru loves to cheese in early game, and he would always try to cheese Solar out with these early rushes and catch him off guard, and those were the games where Solar would stomp Maru. And then Maru would go back to playing greedy builds and getting him in the mid and late game, and that's where he'd beat Solar. And I think it's similar with Clem, but Clem's going to commit to it anyway. I love that Clem is not being perturbed. I think, you know, we talk a little bit, and I do kind of always try to egg him on into doing these builds, because I think they're so fun to watch. The Hellion's already damaging a queen a bit. 2 more Hellions arriving. Banshees will be coming out very early as well. Of course, the third command center is massively delayed, so he has to force a much bigger reaction with this and potentially find more damage. Dot says, I don't remember this conversation at all in the chat. I swear, she doesn't even pretend to listen to stuff, and then she tells on herself. So, oh my lord. She nodded and smiled at me. That totally means they're listening. Have I been lied to about relationships this entire time? You guys know when you go home from work and you talk to your significant other and you're like, oh, and then Bob, he forgot to synergize the backwards overflow with the work process. And you're telling the story and they're nodding and smiling. I always thought that's because they were really tuned into what you were saying. Dude, no way. No way he gets his command center cancel! Solar gets it! The Hellions should have lined those Zerglings up, and he should have pulled another SCV to build it. That's huge! Command center cancel and 2 SCVs. Clem with some wild damage, man. Drone does pull away. Banshee only gets 1. Now, you did throw away a bunch of Zerglings, and there is a lot of Hellions on this map. He's going to go 4 more Zerglings, just 10? I feel like Solar should go to like 20 Zerglings right now, because you've just got to defend the counter here, man. Third command center was already late, just got delayed. He lets him just walk right in. No, Solar, not like this. The Queen. Oh, the Queen does block the ramp, kind of. Drones are going to try to run away, but they're lining up. 8 workers will go down, which is not, in of itself, the end of the world. I think that's okay. Whereas the Overseer, not ready just yet. Every Queen is here on a control group. Transfuses are good. Lings are going to go across the map. He's got 2 Marines to defend the new command center, which should be enough. Banshees go to the third. Solar needs to pull those drones. Excellent pull away. And misfire. Mistargeting from Clem. Now, Clem's almost out of detection here. Overseer's almost here as well. 57 drones. No 4th base started. Is this enough damage to make this worthwhile? Solar needs that 4th hatchery. Where's his Overseer at? Okay, it's coming up, not too far behind. Drone needs to go out here. He desperately needs a 4th. Hydroden! Oh, he's going to play 1-1 Hydras off of this opening. Oh, that could really maul, because Clem is going to go tanks at least, which is good against this. Banshee's coming in. I think the Queens can just barely save it, maybe. Well, he can cancel and rebuild, which is not too bad. Does get 207 of the 275 minerals back. Hatchery finally rebuilds. Banshee's come back in, because Clem... No, if you kill... No. Clem, that's an illegal maneuver. I'm going to give you a yellow card if you don't touch... Yellow card. That's the first yellow card of the tournament, guys. That is you're not meant to get a second cancel there. That is actually heinous. That's unfair. I'm gonna call him. That's what we call an overly competitive maneuver. It's a yellow card. Some say it has no actual effect on the outcome in the tournament. But I like to say it's a lot like, have you guys ever told off like a 2-year-old when they've done something naughty, and like they know they're being told off, and then they look really upset and they cry? That's the result we're looking at. It makes Clem feel bad once we tell him he gets that yellow card. What he just did was mean. Infestation Pit and Baneley Nest are on the way. 1-1 upgrades here as well. No Hydra movement speed. It's Groove Spines to start out. You're on thin ice, Clem. You watch yourself. This follow-up Marine push. He's got 1 tank. 3 more Marines in that medevac as well. 6 Hydras, 14 Zerglings. I don't know if that's enough to defend this. Solar doesn't see the push coming. Oh, no. His Queens are there, but the rest of his army is not. Tank's going to siege up nice and far back. These Queens... Okay, the Hydras are nearby. There we go. He's okay. And I think he can break this push. It's just hard if he A moves, because his Hydras will get stuck on this. He needs to, like, loop some down here to come from that angle around the right side while he comes around through the left. Ooh, very nice. Chadhammer's on the high ground. Sergeant Chadhammer. But she does a bit of friendly fire as well. 6 SCVs in mining time. Another SCV goes down to friendly fire. Very nice. Solar, realizing there's no combat shields, but no carapace for Solar. Starting +1 attack, I think, was a mistake. I think Solar probably just tapped both keys in the chaos. Didn't realize there wasn't enough money to start both upgrades. Banshee's going to come back in. Will find itself a drone or 2. It's a red hit point Banshee that really should not be finding any more damage. It's 2 drones, does go down. I think we might have seen a transfuse on a drone there as well. Yeah, he saved a drone. Or maybe he misclicked on the other drone, actually. I didn't think a 3rd drone was about to die. Tank takes a few shots from the Hydras. Augments is about to finish, which gives the Hydras a nice movement speed buff. Clem diving into the Hydras, and Solar should be able to take care of the tank. Indeed, he does. A lot of Hydras are falling, though. Is this a good fight for Solar or Clem? I do not know. Units lost tab says for Clem. But of course, with a Hive on the way and 84 drones, cleaning out tanks is crucial for Solar. Equal upgrades, both on 1-1. If Queens can join in the fight, it really helps out. Ling's going to go around. A lot of Marines, and oh, this tank positioning is really deep. That tank's going to do some killer shots. The Hydras and Queens taking some big damage. He doesn't have enough damage here. Soul's getting overwhelmed. The Overseer goes down. Hydras and Queens pulling back. The Lings are going to come in from this side, but there is a tank firing on them, not to mention that Marine rally. The Ling's getting a decent angle, but is it really enough? A bit of friendly fire on the siege tank. Maybe not enough there either. The Overseer goes down, which means this Banshee is doing absolutely insane amounts of damage. And Solar has just been a tad too greedy in this game. I think he was expecting Clem to not commit to this push. Clem has delayed his 4th command center until 9.5 minutes. This is a massive 5 barracks push. And that, to me, is clever play for Clem, because I think Clem is not known for this style of play. His command center normally goes down at like 7 minutes or something, right? But he purposely said, I'm going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing because I know Solar likes to be a bit greedier. And Solar, he had a Hive. He had so many things going for him. He had a Hive. His upgrades weren't too far behind, right? His carapace is pretty competitive with the 2-2. 85 workers, 8 gas, 4 base. This is a really clutch commitment for Clem. And he just narrowly pushes over Solar before he gets to late game. Guys, Clem down here in the bottom right side. Solar in the top left. Going to be a nice hatch gas pool build for Solar. Clem has been furiously microing his workers in this early game. You can see shift clicking them there just to maximize their mining so they don't decelerate. He actually did accidentally... So one of the things is you want to prioritize this on these far patches. This patch, this patch, this patch, maybe this patch. Sometimes I've seen recently a few of the pros, they do the shift click speed mining on these closer patches, which are already mining at basically 100% efficiency. And what you end up doing sometimes is then your workers get there too early and they go, oh, I can't mine here. Someone else is mining, and they go to a different patch. So it actually gives you negative gains. So I've definitely seen a few players kind of spam clicking the speed mining without actually understanding, I would say, what the technique is that they're aiming for. Maybe I'm being overly critical. I do tend to be that, but I do think I've seen a few players out there thinking, oh, I'm like Clem, look at me. And I'm like, Clem's very specifically targeting these guys that have a bit further to travel, right? I see people just doing it on these close patches where they already have waiting time. You can see there's a bit of crossover, like there's waiting time there, but then the next trip, he misses like a tiny bit, but then that guy has to wait. So it's you can technically speed it up, but it's so slight. And more often than not, it leads to negative outcomes. The game's too advanced. Well, there's different ways you can focus. Cyril refuses to do that. He thinks he's like, I don't need 7 minerals faster that badly. I can win with my strategy. Clem really loves clicking though. Loves clicking. Clem's always been a Terran player, and I've joked for many years that basically Terran players, Protoss and Zerg were like, how can I scout and counter your build? And Terran players, as a kind of class, the stereotype is that they're kind of like FPS gamers. They're basically Counter-Strike players. They're like, I'm good at clicking on heads. I'll hold angle on the corner and I click on their head better than they do. They go to the gym and they click on heads really well. And that's if you're good at stutter stepping Marines and focus firing, we watched Beyond win a world championship off that. Man, microed his Reapers, his Tankivacs, and his Marines. And the scary thing about Clem is he actually does good strategies and mixes up his build and counters his opponents as well. And that makes him incredibly frightening because he also clicks heads better than anybody in the world and can click heads in 2 or 3 different places at once better than anyone. And also he actually varies his strategies up. Now he's going to go 2 base again. Double gas. Hellion Cloak Banshee again. I don't think this put him in a good spot in the last game, but he still found the win despite it. Ruby Rock is an interesting map. I heard some Terrans say this map's good for Zerg. Yeah, I feel like Mothership surely would have been the pick for Solar. And surely this is the Terran pick. Otherwise, I'm going mad. I feel like this map's really quite good for Terran. Short rush distance through the middle, lots of tank spots. Great micro. Only 3 Lings have gone down. Solar's pushing the Hellion Reaper away. Ooh, he'd love to cancel that command center again. The Hellions are there on duty. Sees the Cloak Banshees on the way. Lair starts up reactively. But of course, the Banshees get in earlier than you can possibly have a Lair with this 2-base build. Thanks, Big. I never saw the connection between Counter-Strike and StarCraft before. Yeah, no. People always are like, oh, Protoss is designed for people who are so slow they can't play. And I'm like, well, Terran's designed for meatheads. And Zerg is just, I don't even know. What silly stereotype can we give Zerg, guys? Zerg players are a bit more of a hive mind. Banshee's going to go around the left. Good Spore positioning to delay this, though. Can't really cross over. And he immediately puts it in the mineral line. So he just delays the Banshee getting in the back. Things go forward. Trades 2 of them. Builds 2 Evo chambers. Creating a bit of a semi-wall off. And he's going to... the thing is, double Evo so early is a bit wild against a guy going Hellion Banshee this hard. But almost gets the SCV. Clem's SCV barely gets to safety. And it's a really early Hydra Den. Wow. Ooh, 8 Queen, 17 Zerglings out. Third base is a bit exposed. Drones do pull away. Okay, just 1 drone goes down before it can take the extractor. These 2 Queens are on Banshee defense. Good shutdown. Gets a few hits on him as well. Not bad, not bad. Zerg... Well, Zerg's like... it's kind of like Mongol in Age of Empires 4. You just like, I just have everything on 1 hotkey, I just have everything builds out of 1 building. Another cancel on the 4th. I don't think in of itself this is the worst thing. Because, Clem committed a lot to this opening, but that's also really nice because the distraction, it's a kill. It's a kill, not a cancel, and he throws away his Lings. Solar needs to realize you do not need a fast 4th against this build. He's just landed his 3rd. Clem has committed so much to 2-base aggression that his opening is scuffed. That's just the way it is you can delay your 4th base, sorry, and you'll be fine. He's still got good 1-1 timing. It's not too far behind Terran. Groove Spine's coming in. As long as he can just defend these, but he lost a bunch of Zerglings, had to rebuild them. Finally, those Hydras are coming out, but now I worry that the first Marine tank push is going to be hard to stop. Now, I've argued that there's a style where you just stop at 70 workers and you just build mass Hydra because the Terrans on ladder are all pushing with Marine tank early to counter these early Hydra builds that we've been loving lately as Zerg. So I think instead of droning to 85 workers like that last game, keep massing Hydras, and when he commits, shut him down, and only after you shut down the first push, then do you drone the fourth and take the gases. Solar seems to be making that read here. Clem's doing the same thing 2 games in a row. It worked in game 1. He's got 2 tanks in a lovely positioning. Marines go forward, but look at that. Ling flank on the tank. Hydras running forwards. The medevacs are low. If he targets the medevacs with the Hydras, he can shut this down. The Hydras need to target the medevacs. He gets both. He targeted both the medevacs. The Giga Chad move for Solar. Clem runs back in with his Marines because he can't accept losing a fight there. The Overseer did get focused again. That's something which has been a good move for him. Allows the Banshees to add a lot more damage, but that was an excellent hold. And now he should be droning, but he's not. Oh, he's going to go all in. Solar's going to bust him with Hydra Ling. He's going to do an all-in attack. I never would have expected that. I assumed it was drone 20 workers, take a 5th base now, and go for 2-2. But look at this. He actually pushes the Banshees away, and he's going to spring across the map. Now, if Clem moved out with a drop, which is very Clem style right now, and then it gets caught not at home, he could get smashed. So there might be an argument that you should actually wait as Solar here. Ah, the Banshee's going to see it. I mean, it's just Zerglings. The Hydras reveal themselves, though. Solar doesn't care about secrecy. He's like, I don't care. I'm just going to go. But this is going to allow Clem to set up. He needs his tanks here, and he needs to pull the SCVs. That tank's a bit too far north. That tank's a bit too far. He needs to pull the SCVs. He doesn't have the SCVs there. The Hellbats are a little bit far back. The Marine tank, he's got to defend these tanks. Does Clem. The 1-1 Hydra Ling all in. I don't know if this is a great attack or not. He's got a good supply count, does Solar, but Clem holding firm with the Marine tank defensive position. The Hydras are getting through. The tanks firing from the back line. They have the range advantage, but there's not much support anymore. And once those tanks are gone, he's in big trouble. Bunkers are about to finish on the 3rd. No way he can get to it, though. SCVs have now been pulled. I think the SCV pool will defend this. But how many workers does he lose in the process? 12 workers go down, which means Solar absolutely could transition. Remember, though, no 2-2 for Solar. Clem's got 2-2 already, really far along. Second factory's going to go down here. That's a massive snipe. You've lost a factory now and 12 workers as Clem, but the 4th command center survives. Ooh, he does get a new tank out. The Hydras and Lings are going to run forward. He didn't manage to target the tank straight away. Now he does. He's going to try and pull back, but the SCVs come in. The Hydra Ling, can he overwhelm the Marines? The Marauders started stepping forward, and I think he just barely has enough to hold on. That is a clutch hold for Clem. Solar has to back away. The tail end of that fight, very good for Clem. Clem's down 20 workers, though. If Solar could find the gas for +2 carapace, I think he could transition 4 base against a 48 worker, but 4 SCVs building at a time. Double upgrade advantage. I don't think Clem is behind in this game. He pushes forward with the tank, which is objectively insane. Clem is actually crazy. What was that tank doing there? And you got to remember, guys, Clem has one of the most dangerous instincts any player can have. If you punch him in the face, he will punch you in the face. If you run across the ring and knee him in the crotch, he will try to do the exact same thing back to you. And that's why he wants to go counterattack. But he should be turtling. He's just got to survive. Solar is all in, man. Solar is making this game as simple as he possibly can. And Clem, caught moving out of position. His second factory goes down again. He's got a tank sieging up, trying to... I mean, the Hydras are good at holding a concave. They're not good at breaking a position, though. Clem's micro is so good. Hydra's trying to get away from that siege tank. The Marines are so powerful. So many SCVs going down. But Solar, the SCVs are too good at tanking against that. And that's what breaks him there. It's the SCV's tanking power and the great Marine tank micro. He barely holds on. Clem with a clutch hold. All right, guys. We've got Solar in the top right side of the map. Solar in the top right. Clem in the bottom left. Celestial Enclave. Close games. It's some of people wondering, why did he leave in that last game? So there's a turning point, because the thing with Hydras, right, guys, is they are a glass cannon unit. So they're very expensive, high damage, but they're fragile. And if you lose a fight, it is a disaster. Now that's a weird hatchery timing, guys. A bit of a weird hatchery timing, wasn't it? I think that was early for a 15-15. I think Solar might be scuffing his build order slightly. We'll see what happens. But yeah. Point being, he just lost all of his Hydras for about 10 more SCVs, and that just took the brunt away from his push. He knew to defend the Marines that were about to have 2-2, he'd have to build more Hydras and Lings, but he was sitting on 67 workers. He hadn't started his own 2-2, and he knew that Clem had a 4th command center. With 4 orbitals dropping mules, even if Clem was down at, say, 50 workers against Solar's 68, Solar knew over the next few minutes of that game, he wouldn't really be able to drone much while he's just defending the Marine drops, while the Marines have 2 upgrades. So he'd be hanging in there on 68 workers while Clem goes up to 70, 75 workers, rebuilds his second factory, gets his +3 weapons by the time your +2 carapace finishes probably. And it was a very slippery slope. He was in a massively disadvantaged position. I don't think it was game over either, but I think it was pretty close to game over. And there is going to be a gas here, guys, and 3 workers onto gas very quickly. 2 or 2.5 base meter has become a little bit more popular of late. See exactly what goes on. I'm not sure any Terran other than Clem or Maru wins that game too. I think you're absolutely correct. I mean, there's a chance, but it's tough. That attack was real scary, but you can see the positioning. If he attacked into the Concave of Hydras just a little bit more, if he wasn't so good at like moving in and out with his Marines and protecting his tank, but without chasing too far away from the tank, the Hydras could have done way more damage. Instead, he defends it really well. Now, there's going to be 2 queens into lair. You guys know I'm a massive fan of skipping the queen in the main into an even faster lair on this map. I would have loved to see how Clem responds against that. I feel like his Reaper just runs circles in your main and kills 3 drones, but I would have loved to see him put to the test. He's going to go back to 3 command center. Honestly, I really thought him playing double gas aggressive openings was Solar's best chance to actually win this series. The fact that he's 2-0 in what I consider Solar's best part of the matchup, defending 2 base aggro builds, is really awesome. What the heck? No. He's going to proxy lib him. He's going to go for a lib and then a Viking to clean up overlords and then another lib, I think, is what I would guess. I mean, I doubt it's battlecruiser. It could be. He's up 2-0 and he's doing pretty stylish builds. I imagine it's just a Liberator or 2 from the quick rally path of this proxy starport. Chances Hellion drop? Oh, because of the lack of vision. Oh, this is the joys of having Sword of there. Oh, and Solar's actually not sent... What the heck? What are these Overlords doing? Guys, that's really sloppy. He's got 2 on the other side of the map, but he's sending 2 Overlords to just do nothing. Okay, one's connecting creep. Oh, it's a Nidus. It's a Nidus Queen Roach All-in. Never mind. Oh, Hellion drop is not what you want against that. Well, I think this might be a map win. Both players looking to take advantage of each other's backdoors, guys. We're going to find out who is the top in this matchup and who will be on the bottom. I think the Nidus goes first. And that's going to force Clem to assume bottom position. We'll see how good his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is today. Can he defend a vomit of Roach Queen into the main? SCVs are pulled very quickly, but Transfuse is going to be devastating. Oh, those Transfuses are good. The Roaches are out. It's up. Can he get a creep tumor down? Roaches and Queens going up the ramp. There is also a rally of Roaches coming. It's a vicious set of units to have in your base this early, but the bunker? Oh, the bunker SCV gets focused. Is that enough, though? I think he's going to be able to finish it. He focuses the Marine. If he can get the Marauder, if he can stop the Marauder from getting inside, the Marauder goes down, the Reaper goes down, Clem's bunker finishes, but there's nothing to get inside. And Clem, yeah, he had to play from bottom position there, and Solar took advantage of him, finished him off really quickly. Turns out when both players are trying to be backdoor bandits, Solar is the victor. All right, guys, Solar in the bottom left of White Rabbit. Good to see him get a victory there. I feel like him and Clem always have such banger matches, but Clem has just barely bowled him over. Game 1, Solar went for what I thought was a pretty good strategy game 2, and it just didn't quite work. It was so close. But it's just, I can't really fault what Solar's done in this series. I think Clem committed harder and delayed his 4th command center longer than he normally does. In game 1, if he does one of his normal, like, 6.5, 7-minute 4th command centers, his push on Mothership doesn't hit nearly as hard. He doesn't break Solar there. Game 2, he barely defends Solar's all-in. Game wins with the Nidus all-in in Game 3. I mean, this is a good series of strategies for Solar. It's very good play. Even Maru would be struggling against this. I just think Clem is so frigging hard to finish off in this matchup. Do you guys get pineapple lumps and LNP in Oz? I'm not sure what LNP is. I know it's Pascal's pineapple lumps, right? They do have a little... there's a lot of Kiwis in Australia. We claim all of your famous ones. So yeah, I've seen the pineapples in the little... They have a little New Zealand section in the supermarket. I don't know if I've tried them, but I know they're like the main Kiwi candy. So I got to buy a bag one day. I do like trying other people's like pleb food. Like, I'm really nostalgic for all the really bad lollies as a kid. Like, Aussies in the chat, how do you guys feel about the stupid teeth lollies? I love them. You know, what are the chalky sticks? What are those things? Little pink sticks? Musk sticks? Love them. And I was talking to Dot. We were at the cinema the other day where they have like the lolly self-serve thing, and I was like, oh, I so want this and this and this. And she's like, those are all the disgusting ones. And I was like, those are my childhood. You shut your mouth. One Zergling, not too bad. I think Solar's fine with that. He only built 4 Zerglings. SCV's blocking the base on the right side. You can see a lot of the Zergs, they don't like taking the third against Clem. The problem is, it's going to get so delayed here. They're like, I'm not going to give you a chance to block my third. I'm just going to stay like this. And I guess he just goes lair when he hits 100 gas. Is this just like a... It's a little bit late for a 2-base muter, but it's not terrible. I think that lair starts right now. No? Guys, what's Solar doing? He's just droning 2-base, and then he's just... Okay, now the lair starts. Ah, he was prioritizing droning first. So it's an economic 2-base muter by the looks of it. He'll try to get his 3rd base up now. Oh, he loses his first tumor. That is disastrous. That is so bad. That is... His Zerglings should have been there to help guard that. They could have body blocked a bit. At least he'll get the SCV. Clem's SCV stays in the Zerg territory a bit too long now. Link speed's ready. If Clem kills like 1 or 2 of these Zerglings, that's crazy. Oh, he will with the Hellions. Reaper baits him in. Hellions finish him off. 3 Zerglings down and another creep tumor in the open. But the Hellions do not want to take that damage. Oh, the fake Siggies, they were pretty good as well. Yeah. Don't you just love that? That in our childhood, they were like, here's sugar and it comes in a little cigarette box, and then you put them in your mouth and you suck on them so you get used to smoking. I'm like, how is that even friggin' allowed? They're like, look, you want to smoke, you want to be cool. I remember as a 5-year-old being like, I'm smoking, this is awesome. It was such a bad lolly, man. And they had a wonderful name we're not allowed to say anymore. Yes, 100%. It's a word a lot of gamers call each other when they lose StarCraft games. If you guys haven't tuned into the Salt Mines, definitely check it out. One of my favorite ongoing shows, tuning into the mentally unwell side of StarCraft. Let's put it that way. Hellion Reaper bouncing around. It is a 2-1-1, guys. And this build is honestly peculiar. Guys, what are we looking at? Is this a 2-base Hellbat Marine timing? Oh my god, he's hard countering 2-base muter with a Hellbat Marine timing, guys. That's so genius, because he made the same read I did. This is obviously a 2-base muter build. Watch him find out. Watch him find out. He sees a roach pop. Clem's like, oh no, damn. He's got to commit, because his whole build's optimized around this 2-base timing. The thing is, it's only 42 drones for Solar. He doesn't have to go all in. Solar's doing a massive roach speed. It's 2-base against 2-base. The Marines committing is bad. The roaches just need to go, because he can beat the Marines home. If he just goes straight for the Clem's base, Clem's like, oh god, run home, boost. He's got to get home before the roaches get in. He's got nothing. He's got an empty bunker. He's got a little depot wall. He's got to buy him time. The medevacs are desperately trying to get home. He needs the Marines to fight with the SCVs. Oh god, he left the door down. Clem left his door down. It's a disaster, mate. He will pull back to the high ground. The roaches are going to go after the SCVs on the natural. He can't push the ramp. I think the ramp's a bit of a no-go zone for Solar. Solar, don't go up there, mate. A few roaches do get popped. He's got to be careful. 8 SCVs have gone down. Clem's going to fight in a pretty good position, but the roaches get a good arc. Clem needs to pull back here, man. His Marines getting jumped on. Bad micro for Clem. He's in a bit of panic. Ooh, did lose a lot of Marines there. He does end up defending Solar, drones, and honestly, if Solar drops an infestation pit right now and an Evo chamber, he's actually goated. And he's got roaches that should be... Oi, Solar, wake up! These roaches running into this is actually so good for him, but he only gets a few hits on it. I think with the 2 queens, it's okay. Those guys are damaged. He goes double Evo, no infestation. I don't mind it, but I do think infestation pit's probably the most important part right now. The Hellion driving around, Clem desperate. Clem was so sure this was a 2-base muter build. It was his plan, Pig. The depot closed after they were inside. I mean, you could argue it was a purposeful move for Clem, in which case it was a pretty bad purposeful move, guys. If he had 10 more seconds, like, or even 5 more seconds, any time would have been great. Like, He's like, you're locked in here with me. And you're like, that's a gorilla. And he's like, I can take him. Once again, we were explaining earlier how Clem is basically a 5-foot-tall man on a lot of cocaine who's picking the biggest, scariest, most tatted up looking guy in the bar to pick fights with. And I guess it does match that whole analogy, doesn't it? He's like, you got 30 roaches? I don't have combat shields? Let's go! Marine drop on the left side. Solar. Sloppy, man. That's unfortunate losing that fourth. He is going Infestation Pit, Bane Nest, but back to 3 base. At least he instantly rebuilds it. He's got to keep his units nicely spread now. As long as he keeps spread out, he's got Hive, Infestors on the way. Lots of good plays here for Solar, and Solar's going to be playing this game from a big advantage, but it's not unplayable because the reason is there's still one advantage for the Terran player. His name is Clement Desplanches, and essentially he is the most ridiculous multitasker in the world who's just going to camp at home with Marine Tank while he rebuilds SCVs and upgrades, and then he's just going to drop you. And if you aren't positioned just right, which right now I don't think Solar is, there we go, that's better. A lot more roaches on this left side. Right side's a little open, but he's got plenty of creep spotting. These drops might find damage, which you wouldn't think when there's nothing else happening, but Clem, very good at finding damage where other players wouldn't be able to. Alright, wise choice to not fight. The Zerglings are there. Infestors are now out. You got to be really careful about dropping on that. Oh, Clem is desperate. Even thinking about, even entertaining the idea of unloading there is wild. 1-1 going to finish for Zerg. It's very important we keep track of these upgrade timings, guys. He's got to start +2. The earlier Solar starts 2-2, the better. This drop is distracting him a little bit. How quick is he on the 2-2? There we go. Not bad, not bad. Within 10 seconds of 1-1 finishing. That's pretty tight. He's got a Viper and an Ultra Cavern on the way. You guys know my thoughts on Vipers. Not bad. Pretty cool unit. I do think the Spire and the Corruptor, though, late game with Ultraling Bane, is the goated thing to go to. And I think if he goes there before about 12, 13 minutes in this game, he's probably going to be in a good spot. If he waits still after that, Clem will have some comeback potential. It's too early to go for it now when you're only on 77 workers, but as he gets his 5th base droned up, gets a bit more creep control, Corruptors will become a necessity, because look at the way Clem's just being annoying with this. Clem's 4th command's in his building, but it's very late. He's just on 5 barracks Marine tank. Oh, he's going to try and do a pre-hive push. Solar's army supply is low. Solar's not maxing. Solar's being a little bit greedy. He's gone to 82 drones and he doesn't see this army. Solar actually legitimately has to give up. Ooh, lands a bile. He needs to give up this left base. I think the tanks are going to be in too good of a position. Potentially. Maybe, maybe not. Going to try and buy a bit of time. Fungal could be scary. I think he has to give this base up. He's got a lot of roaches in his army that are kind of garbage, attacking an entrenched Marine tank position. If Solar gives this base up immediately, I think he's good. But if he tries to fight here... Oh, I mean, the Fungals don't do anything on their own. You've got to engage as well. He's going to go for it. The Viper's not ready. He lands some amazing Fungals. For the Blinding Clouds! The Blinding Clouds absolutely ruined Clem's hopes and dreams. The creep was deep enough there as well. He got 4 consecutive Fungals, 2 of the most killer Blinding Clouds ever. Clem somehow still holds the position. I'm not quite sure how, but Ultras are entering the field against a guy who's got mostly Marines, which will not do well against those Ultras. Not once Chitinous Plating's done anyway. There we go. Lings flank the tank on the right side. There's only one more tank on the left. The Ravager's going to be able to bile that tank while the Ultras chase him back. Clem could GG at any moment. He's trying to float a 4th to the middle. He's trying to add Liberators as a budget answer to the Ultras. But Solar has all the momentum right now. Catches some queens. Nice move, nice move. There's only 3 queens on the map, so that's actually really effective. Ooh, 4th base has to lift off. Solar's not feeling ready to bust him. Honestly, I think Solar can go. I think Solar can attack move, and I don't think he can stop it. 2-2's done, Chitinous Plating. This is the timing, and he's going to go for it. 1 Ultra and a few Lings go for the SCVs. Everything else goes forward. Excellent Blinding Cloud. The army's getting ravaged. He doesn't have a 3rd Ravager in range. There we go. The Bile will take care of that lib. And Clem knows he's being overrun. The Ultras were chasing the Marines. Clem too far behind there. He thought it was a Mutalisk build. Solar with the 2-base Roach push gets him. All right, guys. Solar in the bottom right side. Clem in the top left. It's going to be game 5. And Solar with some momentum on his side now. Clem, I think, goes back to 3cc 2-1-1. I do wonder though, guys, and I was just saying as we went into game, I really hope he doesn't get a lib back here, because there is a spot a lib can reach. And unless Zerg has Ravagers, if they're playing Lingbane Queen, they cannot reach it. You don't need lib range. It's just because there's no space behind these minerals. This fourth base is really nasty. And you can take the other fourth, but it's much more exposed, harder to defend from pushes on these ledges. So I really hope he defends it. Now, I was saying it's more of a problem for Protoss recently, because it's easier to fly past and not get spotted because there's no creep and overlords for Protoss, right? You can sneak a lib past at any time. What I didn't realize, and I was like, well, yeah, you can just build 2 spores. Like, Cyril built 2 spores. I've been building 2 spores on the edge for, like, since weeks and weeks ago, the first time I saw this every game. Problem, guys, Bjorn knows about that, and what Bjorn did was he made a lib, flew it back here at 5 minutes before the 4th is even taken, and then just waited with it, sieged up in the edge of the map until the 4th got droned the other day, and then he came forward and sieged it. And it was like so brutal, man. It was so good. Solar tries to take the 3rd, but the drone, SCV gets there just in time. I do prefer 3rd base before the Queen in the main. I actually think this is a big misstep to not go for that earlier, and now the Reapers get barely going to block that drone starting the base. Has to take the gas. Oh wait, Clem didn't pay attention. Clem's happy to let him take the garbage base. I've seen Raynor make good use of that base. It's very hard to pull off, though. I think it's a much more, definitely a more inferior position. More inferior. We speak good Englando. My sentence have good structure. Ah, that Reaper got the drone. He went deep. Delayed the inject a few seconds as well because the Queen was busy fighting him. Not bad. Very good first Reaper. If this map has a good spot for the lib, why didn't Solar veto? This map says chat. Well, we've talked to plenty of Zergs about it. It's one of the more even and balanced maps and one of the better maps in the pool for them to play in every other regard. So instead, they just focus on not letting the lib get to that spot. But I really liked the way Bjorn was so tricky about getting it there. I think because you've taken this 3rd, it's not a big issue because now your 4th will go here. So the whole lib discussion is kind of mute. Like maybe you get a lib back there on the 5th base later, but that's going to be so much later in the game, and a 5th base is never nearly as important as the 4th base. Chat says, Clem must rise like all good bread. I know there's some good flatbreads out there. Don't mind a few good flatbreads. Reaper's going to dance around. Link speed's on the way. 3 more Queens are building. Now, Solar's got 2 mineral lines, and he's back on gas. And this is always the bit where if you can drone that 3rd early, it feels really good. But this is where I do think going Creep Tumor first on the natural would have been lovely, especially because the Reaper committed so much to get that drone kill. One of the ways you can punish that is you can then immediately put the tumor down because he can't snipe it. Oh, Clem goes really deep here. Just seconds before Link Speed finishes. I don't think he's going to get enough damage for it to be worth it. He'll get 2 drones. Or will he? Oh, almost extractor trick, but only 2 drones and a few Zerglings. It's more about if the Hellions can get more now. With a few Zerglings with speed coming out, Solar is fine. 3rd command center is finished. It's not a bad opening for Clem by any means. I don't think it's amazing, though. Giving up those Hellions so early. Can't be affording to throw the next ones away. Otherwise, the creep spread will get out of control. 2 more barracks go down. 4th gas and then double engineering bay is the most standard build. It's actually gone double E-bay, then 4th gas. Oh my lord. He reordered the build by 2 seconds. Clem metagaming. Spore Crawler finishes just in time. This one's a little bit late. Oh, crisp drone pull away though. Only loses 1 drone to the Cloaked Banshee so far. That's great. Really nicely done. Double E-bay is now finished. You can see why you go for the gas first, guys. He doesn't have 200 gas straight away. What a noob. What a noob. 4th and 5th barracks go down. His add-ons are swapping. He has forgotten to start 1-1. Clem a little sloppy on his build. He also got supply blocked on 61, and that had to do with supply drop. Clement. Clement. Guys, where the heck is 1-1? Oh, it finally starts up there. That's a big delay. Banshee's going to take out a Queen, though. Overseer's a few seconds late. Plenty of Lings here, and such good creep spread. The Banshees, they take out 1 Queen, but one of them dies. I think you're very happy as a Zerg to trade a Queen for a Banshee. And these Lings could surround these aliens. They are very deep on creep. Any other Terran would not sit there on creep, but Clem trusts his reactions. But dude, oh, look at him. He's so tilted. He's talking to himself. He's sacre bleu. Sorry, guys. I can read lips. Let me translate. Ah, yeah, Zug fromage. Disgusting. Ah, stupid Zug. That's how Clem talks. That's an accurate accent, guys. I know you guys have heard interviews with him. I've studied his accent. I am able to represent exactly what he's saying. Clearly looked a bit tilted there. Le shit, says Twitch. I think I saw a le shit in there as well, definitely. Almost certainly said that one. Second factory does go down. No armory just yet, but with the delayed 1-1, it's not that big of a deal. This was a 3cc build, guys. He didn't need to force it to do damage. But now look at this. Solar's like, well, I'm going to go 74 drones into 1-1 Hydras. There's no Marine tank push available. I mean, he could have brought 2 tanks for this, but it looks like Clem's just going to knuckle down for the macro game and try to drag it back later on. 18 Zerglings, 8 Queens, 2 Hydras. The problem, as always, is not seeing it coming. Look, he's hiding in the fog. He's going to stim up here. Solar's a bit out of position. Don't think he loses the base or anything, but he's got to be pulling those drones away. Oh, there's no way you lose the base, surely. 8 Marines inside the medevac. Clem kind of picked up a bit too early there. Spore Crawler. Oh, Clem. Clem goes deep, but he might not be able to get out of here. If those Queens stay on the outside. Oh, the Spore uprooting was a bad call. Spore should have stayed where it was to cut off his retreat on the right side, I think. Massive damage on the medevacs, though, guys. Clem, he's got to fix it, man. Like, he's got to fix his play, calm down, slow down, and trust in your late game. I think Clem's nearly unbeatable in the late game. I think he's got so many strengths. Mid-game, late game, early game. He doesn't need to force it here. And I think if he pivots to a slow game, he's okay. But he's behind in the upgrades against the Carapace. Infestation Pit, Baneley Nester on the way. 86 workers. And this is some of the best creep spread I've seen from Solar recently. Normally, he's trapped in this tight little corner with no vision and no creep. And just waiting for Hive to kick in. This game, he's got 11 active tumors spreading right now. Fourth Command Center is there. I wonder if Clem has studied Maru's Ghost Mech. I don't think he's really had time to, but Maru in the last week has looked amazing. Whether he starts with Bio or Mech, he always goes to Ghost Mech with 3-3 on the Mech and adding Bio upgrades if he started with Mech as well for the Ghosts. Nice cancel on this 5th base. A lot of boys without combat shields just yet. A few Infestors are on the way. Lurkaden also. The early Banelings are always kind of worthless here. Clem shoves in, but the Hydras have the firepower. Oh! The medevac gets away with 6 hit points. Clem uses up one of his 9 lives. Oh, he really is a bloody cat, isn't he, man? I feel like I so often watch Clem in this matchup, specifically against Solar, where I'm watching him fall off a windowsill from like 6 stories up, and I'm like, and then he just like friggin' lands somehow and just like walks away with like the slightest limp. And I'm like, what the hell, man? Any other creature gets friggin' stomped there. He's going to push the left and the right at the same time. Solar's going to have to split really well, and Clem's going to try and get his way back into this game with multitasking, but he misses all the creep tumors. Oh, Fungal Widowmine combo. But the Widowmine does answer, gets one of the Infestors. Oh, Fungal only catches 4 Marines. Good pull away there for Clem. Hydraling Bane here, cleaning up these Widowmines. He's got to keep the Widowmines clear. One of the big things Zergs have struggled with against Maru recently. Best. Oh, who's lagging? Who is it? Chill, get out. Oh, wait, that was Solar. All right, guys. Oh, a bit of an intense moment for it to freeze up. Does Clem look tilted by this? You'll notice Solar's higher in the frame right now. Clem's a little slouched in his chair. We'll see how we go.
Game resumed.
All right, guys. We've got a resume of the match here after a quick pause. Solar just had a big lag spike. But it seemed to... I think it settled immediately. I think it was just one big lag spike. Ooh, Infestor goes a bit far forward, but Clem's not watching and he loses a medevac. Got to keep these Infestors alive. He's already lost one of them, which really limits his ability to punish Clem for this sort of move. This sort of just savage, I'm going to just shove in a ball on creep. This sort of absolutely ridiculous ballsiness. That's what the Infestors are there to punish. Good spready on the Lings, though. And the Bane's on creep here as well. Clem's got to pick up. He's going to go deeper, though. He's decided there's one way to win this game, and it's Kiri Kiri Kiri, which, for those who don't know, means deeper, deeper, deeper in Japanese. Don't ask me how I know. Hydraling Bane's going to try to get on top. The drops will pick up and pull away. He needs to clear these. The Overseer arrives, and the Widowmines will go down. The Marines are going to pull away on the right side. The Widowmine will fire. The Marines over there. Oh, the Queen's got the medevac. He got the medevac. He got the medevac. The Marines are going to unload up there. The Hydraling is going to chase after him. He's going to try and pull away. The Widowmine does get a shot on the Overlords, but I think this is really good for Solar. Sorry for no production chat, but he's going to try and go Lib range. Clem is a big believer in the Lib range. He thinks that's a great way to play the late game. Marines and Widowmines are there. Actually, it's a funny story. It's from a horror movie, guys, called The Audition. Very messed up. Banelings run forward, Hydras as well. Widowmines are getting focused. Oh god, watch out! The Widowmine's not really able to fire. They all go down before they can shoot. Clem is trying to win this game by getting in Solar's face. And Solar is ravaging him in these fights. 2,000 resources better trading in a matchup where the Terran is meant to be out trading the Zerg. It is a 5-base Zerg refusing to give up his hatcheries, going into Lurkers. And there's no 5th command center. It's just started for Clem. Now, the answer here for Solar, guys, to finish this game, he's going to go Lurker-Nidus in the back. I think that should be game-winning. You guys know me. I love my Ultra Baneling Corruptor late game. I think it's much easier to use. But with this setup, yeah, I mean, the range libs need to be perfectly sieged. He needs like 2 libs pre-sieged here to defend from Lurkers, and he needs to shut down the Niduses. If Clem can just stall out any big attack angle for Solar for another 2 minutes, he absolutely can win late game because he's just so gifted with that army control in the late game. We'll see how it goes. Widowmines are so trash, they're killing the Terran more. So the way the Widowmine works, guys, is it is a very hit-or-miss unit, and it is massively bad when you're getting rolled in fights, because if your bio's running away, you're not gunning down the front rank of Zerg, which means the Widowmines will fire on the first unit that runs into them, which, guess what, is the same Zergling that's in the middle of your Marines. So you actually need to have a good position to make Widowmines more consistent. So when you're getting routed the way Clem has for the last few minutes, and yet he keeps shoving deep on creep with them and sieging way too close to the Zerg, so they don't even have time to burrow a lot of the time. He is kind of setting himself up for disaster. Speaking of which, he just walked past a burrowed Infestor. Solar has a burgeoning piece of excitement right now, and honestly, he should go. He sees the army. He can catch this army with that fungal, man. It's go time, baby. His Lurkers are in the Nidus. They're not there on the front, but I think he can clean this army up. That Infestor could be so nice, but Solar may be a bit too cautious. He goes for the Nidus in the back. His few Marauders are there. I feel like he's missing an opportunity to jump on top of this army. One good fungal, engage, and once your Banelings are gone, just move away. But Solar's attacking around a corner. This is not the go. Solar cannot fight down that ledge, and he wisely pulls back. Lurkers. Oh, he doesn't get any Lurkers out. He could have got a few unloaded there. Oh, he goes for the fungal, but that's not a good angle. You can't fight down a ramp into the libs. The earlier parasitic bomb was good. That fungal was not bad either, but he's got to back away. And look at this. Clem has defended the range lib, really doing well. You need to go Corruptors now to deal with this. It's such a big range lib transition. Corruptors are the answer. But right now, the bio army's overstimmed. There's not very many medevacs. Remember, the parasitic bomb did some good damage, but those libs quickly siege. Now, for those who don't know, there was a change in the last patch. Libs, when you used to siege them in large numbers, they used to siege one at a time because it would try to stagger it to make it look more realistic. But oh my god, the Infestor's still there! The bio gets jumped on! Can the Libs hold the line? I think they might be able to. Libs are so good against Hydras, but the Hydras were on top of them before they got going, and they're not covering all of them. The Hydras will take out all of the Libs. That is a game-ending fungal. Clem down 6,000 in the bank, and the Lingbane is on top. As I was saying, the Libs can siege on top of your opponent. Oh no! Not like this! Solar lagging there. He's welcome to press pause. I'm not going to press it. I wasn't going to press it unless he pressed it, but it looks like he is lagging. No problem. He should have this in the bag either way, guys. I wasn't sure if I should hit it or not there.
Game resumed.
Oh, he drops the offensive GG. I think he just meant go, guys. But he drops... Okay, here we go. Solar is going to throw some lings in on that base. We do have a bit of a pause. Both players grabbed a water while we waited for Solar's lag spike to end, guys. He's going to Nidus the front. Solar has so many advantages, dude. That fungal was huge. I was explaining earlier that the Libs, they actually lost a lot of their vision. So if you don't have units in front or a scan, the Lib is actually like much worse. So if you send a single Lib to harass, by the way, he never tried to send a Lib down that right side, which is a huge mistake, I think. But, I mean, it's very late that this base came up, so it's understandable. And there's a few Spores and Queens. But, yeah, basically, the Libs don't see their full range anymore, even when they don't have Lib range upgraded. But they siege much quicker in groups. So it's much quicker for Clem to, like, unsiege, siege up all of them at once and move them around. And we haven't really figured out if this is overall a buff or nerf in late game for them. because I think it should be a buff in endgame for them, just being more maneuverable since you've got so many scans. But he's not in the endgame right now. He doesn't have unlimited scans. He's got a few ghosts out. The drop almost runs into the Hydras, but he quickly steers it away. Widowmines do defend the front line of Lingbane Hydra. Hydra's on that left side, getting gunned down by the Libs. Solar needs to keep momentum up. He needs to remember he is ahead in this game, and he must keep going. I think if he can get Niduses in the back, that'd be great. I'd love to see 3 Overseers drive past, start throwing Lurkers in the back. He's still got 6 Lurkers in a Nidus. He could also go for the Nidus up here, try to siege this base with Lurkers, slowly creep your way in there, but his whole army should be busting this left base. He's attacking the right side, and unfortunately for him, Clem predicted it. Clem's in the right position. He sees the army on the doorstep. He also sees the creep on the doorstep, which is not something you feel good about. He's going to run forward and just snipe and siege on him. Clem says the best defense is a good offense. And Solar's struggling to finish this game off. Lurkers, there's what I'm saying. Okay, Lurkers go to one side. The Ghosts are ready for it. Dude, Clem is playing so well right now. Solar needs to make a bust through. The Widowmine spready is great. Oh, my lord. I can't believe this. No. He's completely in a fine position now. Clem, this is what I'm saying. He was down 2,000 in trading before. Now he's up 5,000. Changelings are going to throw some Niduses up. I'd like to see these Changelings spread throughout the base a little bit more. He's sending a lot in. Oh, Hydras with a bit of a flank. Parasitic Bomb going to do a lot of damage on those 3 Libs. Nicely done. 120 damage spread across them. But Solar's got to be careful about the trading getting too bad. Lurkers will pop out. That's going to cause some problem for just pure Marine Mine. Oh, he accidentally unburrowed. Oh, no. He accidentally unburrowed, but he didn't click back in the Nidus. Mistakes coming in for Solar here. He's got to stay focused. I know it's hard when you have a pause like that. This is crazy. Solar once again demonstrating why he's the unluckiest with that lag spike timing, says chat. I think you're correct. Dude, he's got to bust this left side. He's trying to deny the right. The Corruptors are finally coming in. Corruptors the counter to the Libs. He gets on top of the Ghosts on the right side. A bunch of Ghosts go down. The Corruptors are the answer. So many players delay getting Corruptors way too long and keep trying to bash their head into the wall with Hydras against Libs. But the Corruptors are such a good late game Zerg unit. And once again, they pay off. Solar showing his knowledge, especially against Clem, who loves rushing range Libs. He is weak to Corruptors, and he has been for a while. We talked a few years ago about how Clem is weak to Infestors. Shin finally figured that out and completely changed the ZVT metagame. Now everybody is so good at using Infestors in the mid-game, but I think Solar here, one of the quickest guys to swap from Hydra styles into Corruptors consistently, and that broke through that Lib position. I still think this left base is wide open for a bust. I know Planetaries look scary, but Hydraling Bane can bust through that very quickly. And I would love to see Solar being a bit more mobile. Notice how he's just tunnel visioning into this right side base. Means Clem really just needs to focus on defending one side. Oh, look at that. He kind of I think Clem thinks the rest of the Hydra Bane's there, but now he sees it crossing through the middle of the map. He's quickly trying to get his army over there. The Hydras lunge through, take out the Lib. The Widowmines will go down, only clearing 2 Zerglings. Excellent positioning for Solar. He's not going to be able to take out the Planetaries, but he's clearing a bunch of Ghosts. Gets a few Libs, and he's going to pull away to this side. Planetaries will clear those Hydras on the retreat, though. Nidus in the top right. Solar's mining the corner. Remember, Clem holding this new base is really scary. It is a lot of fresh resources there. There's no burrowed Infestors on this map. Banes do try to roll forward. Lurkers try to roll into the Nidus to get out of here. The Ghost Micro, exceptional. Clem dancing with a player who has a 5,000 resource bank advantage. But Clem is now up to 8,000 advantage in the trading, and it's growing bigger and bigger. That gap between the two. Lurkers go to the right side. Unfortunately, one of them sieges in planetary range, which means the splash damage is going to kill the second one. You're kidding me. Corruptors dive the front. Widowmine Ghost mashing those Corruptors and Overseers. It's a small Hydraling Bane army, and that is not the play. Okay, this Lurker does barely survive, thankfully, there for Solar. Solar's trying to break through Clem, but this is like trying to break through a guy who just keeps on going into bullet time. Every time you go after his Ghosts, Clem goes into bullet time and starts doing that stupid bloody Keanu Reeves bending backwards and just dodging the bullets, man. It's cheap. It's unfair, and I'm giving him his second yellow card for the tournament. He has no business being alive in this game anymore. Not after that Omega Fungal in the middle of the map. Not after the way the early game went. And yet Clem, he's making it so intense that there's mistakes. Both players are above 550 average APM. And Solar has just not been able to find this left base because he's so busy fighting in the middle. I love the Ling run by here, but every second that goes by, Clem is out macroing him and just surviving on the micro long enough that now I think Clem might be getting in a superior position. Corruptor Hydra will break the Libs in the middle, but his Banelings just cannot get on top of the Ghosts, man. He's down 14,000 in the trading. Where's his army supply, though? I've got to wonder. 88 drones maybe is too many. He's only got 5 queens, which is not wasting too much supply. few more snipes go down. At least the parasitic bomb will kill the lib. He needs a good engage. Clem attacking here is unnecessary. I think Clem could turtle and deny the corner. And yet Clem pushes deep into creep, an insane decision. And it could be a game-losing one. I honestly don't see any need for Clem to be this deep in Zerg territory, but Soul is out of lava. So hard to keep up with the intensity, and he will finally pull to that top right to deny this base. He's got 12 ghosts, 21 marines, 1 tank, 5 libs, 18 widow mines, and honestly, it's the widow mines that have been the MVPs. They're just everywhere at all times. It takes so much APM to deal with. Gets the Nidus so the drones can't escape. Both Niduses go down. And once again, sniping the Corruptors, the Hydralink Bane never able to get on top of it. Clem's movement is absolutely devilish. Banelings finally get on top of a few of those ghosts. A bunch of them do go down, but a lot of the army escapes, and that is still 16,000 resources positive in the trading. Solar had a massive bank advantage, but that also means he's mined his side of the map out faster, and those resources are disappearing at a rapid rate. The next fights need to be efficient for him. Otherwise, it's going to be lights out. The next fight is crucial. If Solar does not find a good engagement, it is lights out because Clem is establishing the top right. 14 ghosts have died for 666 Zerglings in this game. I said that and it went straight to 675. Oh my lord! The Widow Mine's finding way too much damage. Solar was so close to making the reversal happen. He still wants to make it happen. But look at these units hiding at the planetary. He's going to be able to deny this base on the right side. But he might get punished here. The way the bio can just engage, hit and run. It feels like Clem is just not just out trading, but straight up mauling. There's a lot of Zerglings in the middle of the map, not reinforcing to the army. There's 100 Zerglings on this map. A lot of them, have these guys been off control group for long? Feels like Solar's lost track of those Zerglings. It feels like in so many of these fights, his army's been smaller than it should be. And it's like Clem is forcing him to fight when he's not ready. There's a lot of Zerglings to not have there. At no point has he been able to flank around or anything. Clem's been using the terrain so well. And I really think it's insane that this base and this side is defended this whole time. Because that's been the weak point. And yet Clem has somehow funneled Solar into engaging on his strong side repeatedly. Solar's tried to get over to the left a few times, but he's been punished whenever he did it. The Widow Mines are smashing so hard, and Solar just cannot break through. Oh, that is so frustrating for Solar. I really wanted to see the reversal and see Clem have to work hard to get out of this group, guys. But, I mean, this has happened before. It'll happen again. Clem just gets out of trouble. And for those who don't know, this is not a Solar problem. I have seen Serral up 40 supply on Clem in the mid-game. And you know what Clem did, guys? He just dropped in 3 places and attacked non-stop. And there was a turning point I noticed a few years ago watching Clem do this in a game against Serral, where it had the intensity of Beyond, when he is behind and he's basically dead in a game, but he just focuses on his drops and micros them and just ignores macro. And Clem does the exact same thing, but he macros and expands at the same time. He keeps upgrading, adds libs, adds ghosts, adds more orbitals, floats new command centers out, while attacking with the same intensity of a Beyond that's just multi-dropping like mad, trying to get back in the game. Clem is inhuman, he is a freak, and we're going to get him on for an interview. GG, well played, man. What's the victory snack? That's your breakfast, yeah? What are you eating?
I was eating a yogurt. I actually got it, like, when the game paused and I left my PC, I went to get a yogurt, because I was like, if the pause lasts like a few minutes, maybe I can eat something quickly, because I was kind of feeling like out of energy a little bit, but then the game just resumed, so I didn't eat it. So I ate it after the game.
I think it was a fortuitous pause timing there. Obviously a bit controversial. I think the intern at Blizzard, I saw someone in chat say that he's a Clem fan, and he went and he unplugged the Korean connection to the NA server for a few seconds to give you a moment to breathe. Do you think that changed the flow of the game much? Was that a little bit lucky for you, or didn't really change anything?
I don't know. It's hard to say because I think it messes us up a little bit, like both of us. It just kind of cuts into the rhythm, you know, because especially in a TvZ like this, you kind of have your rhythm and your like pacing in the game, and then just having a pause for a few minutes kind of takes a bit of the momentum. Maybe in that case it was good for me. I definitely felt like it was not super easy getting back like into the game after a pause, like right into the action pretty much, but it was probably tough for him as well, so it's always hard to tell like exactly how much it impacts each player.
Yeah, I mean, you really knuckled down. That was a tough position in that game. He was fighting very well. He took the kind of hard to defend third base, right? It's like a little awkward to take, and it's a little bit difficult, but he managed to defend it well, right? Like the Banshees were getting blocked, the Hellions weren't finding much damage, and then he kind of started to run away with the game a little bit, and it felt like my view was that you were like, uh-oh, something went wrong, attack more, and then like your Banshees kind of die for nothing. You're like, oh, I better get in more, and then you're trying to like jam your Marines in, but you lose a full drop in his main. Did it feel like you were kind of digging a bigger hole for yourself at one point in the early game?
Yeah, it definitely didn't feel great. I think the first Hellion run by went okay. Like I'm never too unhappy killing like 4 links, messing up a bit his mining and like killing a drone or two. I felt like the very first part of the early game went pretty well for me, I think. But where it went a bit wrong is when I lost the Banshee, or the Banshees maybe. I don't know if I lost both. I think I lost both of them, which is really bad. Like I had cloak, so I was like, I'm gonna cloak my Banshees, target fire the queens, and then I killed like one queen, and I thought I could stay, but it was a bit too greedy because his overseer came, or maybe the spore was in range and I did miss my card. I don't know, but then the Banshees died and I felt very rough. And I also got like a supply block in the early game, which like is never supposed to happen. I felt like it was not going great for me. Then in the mid game, some stuff was going not great and some stuff was going okay-ish. But usually these kind of games, end up losing most of the time when it doesn't go like super great and I can't really find any like momentum and I can't really snowball at all. Like these kind of games are really tough usually because then I have to be a bit more on the defensive, but
yeah. Yeah, it's so crazy because I think your ability to flow in those situations is very impressive. I remember way back in the day, 2016 grand finals between Dark and Beyond at BlizzCon. I remember at the time, it felt like in the meta, Beyond was like 3 Rax Reaper in your face, there's Tanky Vex, there's Marine drops, and Dark had this like otherworldly performance where even though he did lose that finals, I always think about this game where he was like just getting hit from all sides non-stop, and somehow in like the hardest position, there's always like a lib in his main, a drop here, a tanky vac here. He somehow found like a flow in rhythm and managed to defend all these attacks on King Sejong Station. And I think that's the hardest thing in StarCraft is when the game's intense and your opponent's attacking you and like trying to smother you, and you're trying to expand and defend the expansions and also micro in multiple places, it's so easy to get lost in that. But it feels like you've had a few moments in the past against the Serals, the Rainas, here against Solar in that game 5, where I think you dialed in, and it's like when the Ghosts came out as well, it's like it just, you kind of managed to just stabilize. And I think there's so many moments where maybe even you a few years ago would have panicked and started playing worse because you would have got tilted, like when your army gets caught by the fungal, or when all the libs get caught on their own, right? And they're all just going down to the corruptors. There's a few moments where I think you can go, oh, this thing went terribly wrong for me, and you can kind of spiral because then you lose a bit of confidence. How do you maintain confidence in these sort of situations? Is it just experience? Do you just believe that you can get out of it if you keep microing and multitasking well enough?
Well, I think the mental thing is pretty big because like I got a bit better. Like let's say a few years ago, I probably would have been like, oh no, I was winning 2-0 and now he came back to 2 and now I'm losing game 3 and I would get like very tilted and just start playing worse. But I don't know. I feel like nowadays I try. I mean, it's always easy, but I try to be a bit more like, just play the game and focus on actually playing the games and actually like, macroing my units. Just like do the best I can without really thinking of like, the overall like outcome or whatever. So, I think that's pretty important, but not always easy to do because I still get tilted a lot. Like, I was a bit tilted after game, game 2 and 3 because I felt like, the way I lost those games was very like avoidable in a way, but I mean he played very well, but I don't know, I was a bit tilted still. But that last game, I think as you said, like sending a few drops up and then bottom and then denying some of the corner bases was pretty big, and then like he lost a few hatcheries here and there, and that stuff adds up pretty quickly. And yeah, as long as I don't let him get like all of the map and then the map control and stuff, and I can secure my bases one by one, then the game, like the more it goes, the longer it goes, the better it is for time.
I think it's really impressive, man, because like there truly is so many moments where you're throwing units away. You were down 2,000 in the units trading in that 5th game. Like you were at like he'd lost 8.5, you'd lost 10.5, and I was like, oh, this is like really bad. But it's those moments where if you gave up the tempo and kind of oh, this isn't working and panicked, it would be bad. But it's like there's always these moments in your games where you have a worse army and a worse economy, but the Zerg isn't able to push because you're just like, no, I'm still in your face. Like you can't move across the map. I'm even going past you and dropping behind you. And like, it feels like there's always these strong moments. And watching, I get to go, the Zerg's strong. They need to go push right now. I don't even know if they get a chance to realize because you're just being such a, I mean, basically a dickhead. It's like the best way to play StarCraft is you just don't let the other guy play his game. It looks so infuriating to play against. Great multitasking. Can you tell us though, Game 3, Game 4, you had some clever builds and they ran into counter builds. Was this just going to be a cute little Hellion drop in the back door as a nice macro opening on Celestial Enclave?
Yeah, it was just I was pre-shotting the no link speed, you know, kind of greedy, fast back base kind of build.
Yeah.
But in my head, like before that game, I was really hesitating between going just normal 3CC 2-1-1 and just playing it safe. Or doing like the proxy Hellion, but I was like, he's probably gonna go for the greedy build, so maybe proxy Hellion would be good. But I was still thinking like he could also all in me, and he also likes to all in when he's down like 0-2. So I thought about it, and that's also why I made like a second Marine and I put it on the low ground because I was scared he would Nidus in the corner of the base, which he did. But yeah, it was definitely a bad build order. I think I might have still been able to defend if I reacted instantly. Like I think if I react instantly to his Nidus, maybe I can kill it with like a quick SCV pull, but I'm not too sure. It was a tough situation. And game 3 or game 4, then I guess the idea of my build was to kind of force him to stay on 2 bases with the SCV like blocking. If he takes a third the other way, I just go like 2 gas, 2 CC, Banshee, kind of like what I did game 1 and 2. But if he stays on 2 bases for longer, I thought he was going to go Muta or Hydra, especially because I saw link speed. So then I was like, okay, maybe if I go 2-1-1 and quick +1, I can be in a pretty good spot against both Muta and Hydra. But it was some crazy Roach push, which is very uncommon after going link speed. So that kind of caught me off guard. And then I was going to go for like a Hellbat +1 Hellbat timing, but then my Hellions kind of got caught and they were useless anyways, and I had to cancel my armory, and that was... He kind of fell apart from there.
He actually finished Ling Speed. He didn't even cancel it, right? Because I thought he like tried to catch the Reaper with 3 Zerglings, right?
Trying to scout. Yeah, he definitely finished it.
It's so crazy because I've seen this style a few times recently. I think Shin was doing it the other day as well, and I was like, why are you making Ling Speed when you're going straight to Roaches so early? But like it's very tricky and it's hard to predict what's going to happen. So cool to see though, dude. Good comeback in that final game after the series started to slip away from you. Well played. Thanks for getting up early.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't too hard for you. 10 a.m. start. Oh my, that's tough for you. How much beauty sleep did you get? Like 2 hours of sleep? When did you go to sleep last night?
I think I got 3. Solid 3 hours.
Wait, really?
Maybe, yeah. Well, I woke up at like 9. Went to bed at like 6. It's not the worst. But I'm gonna need a little nap very soon.
It's so funny because like waking up at 9, going to bed at 6, you're like, are you a grandparent? It's like, no, the AM and the PM are flipped there, right? Like,
Yeah.
People are like, wait, you went to sleep at 6 p.m.? And it's like, no, you woke up at 9 p.m. and went to sleep at 6 a.m., right?
Yeah. Yeah.
DGen, I love it. All right, man. Well, hopefully you're slightly more adjusted to this schedule for the playoffs next week. You got first seed. Anyone you want to dominate? Anyone you want to dodge? Do you want to smash Hero since he's been winning all the tournaments recently? Do you want to play Maru, get the rematch there? Because I thought you guys had such a fun match the other day. I loved that match. It was so much fun. Yeah, who do you want to play?
Well, I think it would be fun to play against Maru again because we had a really close match. And I think it can go either way. So I think Maru would be fun, but... Other than that, I'm a little bit scared of Hero because I don't feel that comfortable in my TVP. Like it's always a bit hit or miss, I feel like. So, be scared of the process. But I guess Hero is the only Pros left, so I'll be a bit scared of. Actually, Nightmare is left as well, so I will be a bit scared of the process. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. No special feeling there. Just maybe Moru would be fun eventually. We'll see.
Maru for the fans, and also what I'm hearing is an unofficial thank you to Shin for knocking Classic down. Him and Bunny for knocking Classic out yesterday. Yeah. Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to your games in the playoffs. These were already all bangers. Really good play against Percival as well. Your PvT looks gross. It's unfair. And I love seeing you get so in people's face while also macroing so well. Very Max Pack style. I love how similar you and Max Packs play. It's really cool to watch. So hopefully we get to see a bit more in this event, man.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good night, man. Thank you so much for getting up early for us, and we'll see you next week in the playoffs. Cheers.
Sounds good. See you.